I want to do something. I want to go into infraspinatus. And if memory serves me, you said you were a weightlifter at one point, right?
Yeah, in 2011 to 2012, 2013 to 2014, and then 2015 a little bit. And then I just got hurt, this injury, whatever it is.
Okay.
So,
and then in the front of the shoulder, it feels like it's deep inside, but it doesn't feel broad and diffuse. It doesn't run down the arm. Like, in other words, if it's in the shoulder, is it a point right here, or is it more like the size of my?
Well, I would say that it's probably about 2 inches wide, the point, but this tall.
How tall? Let me see that.
Like an inch, you know? It doesn't.
Okay, there we go.
Very, very much from here. And I've had
So here's what No, I couldn't hear that last part. It broke up. What'd you say?
Oh, I was just saying I've had MRIs as recently as a few months ago, and they didn't see any bicep problems, no tears or tendinitis. So,
yep. No, and the thing is, for me, that's great. I didn't know that. I don't remember that in the phone consult. For me, that's awesome, because what it tells me is, okay, I think there's a soft tissue thing going on, and now I have a mystery to help, unravel. The first thing I want to do is I want to grab the tennis ball. Is your phone like on a tripod?
No, I have it set up on some stuff. I can turn it around though.
Okay.
To point it around.
So the thing is, it doesn't matter to me. You can do this against the wall. You can do this against the floor. I'm on a mat, which isn't going to give me a lot of pushback, but just so you can see real quick, and this will make other people, if they see this, clear. Infraspinatus is at the back of the shoulder blade.
Okay.
Infra is like infrared. It's below the spine of the scapula. Can you still hear me clearly there?
Yep, I got everything.
Yeah. So the thing is, that muscle, when you bunny hop and you lift your arm, the way you were pulling your elbow up and out to the side, do you see how when that red muscle, when it shortens, it lifts the arm?
Yeah, I could see that.
I think that my quick guess, I'm not there, I haven't touched you, based on the movement and based on what you're describing, I think this guy might be the problem. And what I want to go ahead and do is I want you to take the tennis ball. You can do this against the wall. I'm going to do it against the ground. I use this foam roller as like a pillow, so I can give my head some support, because I want to put this tennis ball in the back of my shoulder blade back here. In your case, you're going to lean against the wall, but it's right on top of the shoulder blade. There's nothing that you're going to press into, there you go, that's going to be uncomfortable. But once I get into position, I want you to see this. I'm going to put the tennis ball on that shoulder blade, and then I'm going to just gently roll around to see if I can find, okay, right there, like a tight spot. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to balance this in my case so I can rest my head. Oh, okay. But now I want to start moving this arm. And what I'm doing is I'm activating that muscle.
Okay.
As I'm rotating and moving that around.
So in this case, can I just lift my own arm? Like that?
So you can do it where you're like supporting, and you can also do it like active. Any kind of rotation or movement, that what I'm trying to get you to do is you're just using that muscle and pressing on it at the same time.
Okay.
When you do that, is it tender?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. When you feel it being tender, do you feel that spot in the shoulder you're talking about?
Definitely, yeah.
Okay, so for me, awesome. What that's telling me is I think that is probably at least part of the issue. You might have multiple muscles that are contributing. I don't want you to think that that's the only one, but how much pressure can you deliver when you do that? Because you're leaning with a tennis ball into that arm. So what I want you to do is you can press as hard as you want. It can be inordinately intense, but it's not supposed to be painful. Painful makes me tighten up. Intense is like, ooh, ooh, it's got my attention. So being able to lean into the tennis ball, does it intensify when you lift the arm?
This right, let me see. This one right here, right at this point, it's intensifying.
Yeah. So what I wind up doing, and in my case, I'm on the ground, so the mechanics are a little bit different. Sometimes what I would wind up doing, I'm going to scoot back just a little bit because I got this big long pillow here in the foam roll. I'm going to put this on my shoulder blade. I'm going to find that spot again so I can rest my head. And then in my case, I can put my arm, right there. It's almost like I can passively put myself in position to just hang out and breathe and apply that pressure. The reason I like the lying down version is because I can put myself in a position to completely rest and relax. I can completely let go. I can lift the arm just like you did, but I can put it in a position and then just like hang out there with like very little discomfort. Like if I'm standing against the wall, that's a good option as well, but it's more active. I have to use muscles to hold myself up, or my arm, I have to hold it up. Make sense?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Is it, when you press into that area, does it feel like something that needs like more vigorous work?
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe I got some benefit here already, just because I would always try to support my arm. I didn't know that you could just do it. But yes, I think that right here, for example, when I'm lifting my arm, I feel the pain intensified to the max, pretty much.
Yeah. So on the shoulder blade where the infraspinatus is, there's like 2 or 3 different spots that you could press that'll feel tender. There's nothing that you press into back there that I think, as long as you're not forcing yourself to feel pain, you're not going to damage anything. You're not going to hurt anything.
Okay.
Do you feel like you need something that's sharper than the tennis ball?
Yeah, on a couple
more pointed, like an elbow.
Potentially, yeah.
So generally what you'll do is you go from general, and this has some give, to specific. Golf is a very, very angry sport.
Yeah.
This in size is like much more intense. The first time I found my infraspinatus, I found a friend's bat, and it was an aluminum bat with that little knob on the end. And I laid down on it. In my case, I had a horrible problem with my shoulder till tears just flowed out of my eyes, because I had tried, like, oh man, my shoulder hurts so bad. And it was in the back. My shoulder never hurt that same way again after that one time. But I probably, in my case, pretty extreme, pretty close to pain, but I'd had really debilitating shoulder pain for just months. What I'd like you to do you have a golf ball at home?
I don't know where it is.
No, it's fine. So in order of anger, tennis is less angry, lacrosse is more angry, and golf is the angriest. Like the golf ball, I mean, this has no give. It's going to press right into that muscle. And putting yourself in a position, I don't mind, like if you're working during the day, I don't mind you using a wall, but I want you to explore laying down. You can use a pillow if you don't have a foam roll, and using something like this to get into that. You can start with this. It's not a matter of punishing yourself. You can start with this, but as you pick out a specific muscle, you may want to go to something a little bit more specific. Make sense?
Yeah. So
yeah. The other thing is, because this is in the posterior, you can't really press on it. Does it make sense? You need something, a tool. Tell me what you're going to say.
Oh, I was just going to say, how much can I do that every day?
So I think two to 3 times a day. I think what will happen is, if it works, and let's say that is the muscle, it's the one causing the problem, you might work on it for a week, and then all of a sudden you find that you don't want to work on it because it's not really bothering you as much. Then it's just a matter of maintenance. You just do it when it's necessary. I still have a little bit of an issue, but I just work on it periodically. I have other people work on me, and I just continue to work on that shoulder. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So intense is fine. pain anytime you press too hard, too fast, too sharp, and you recoil, just back off a little bit. If this is too sharp, you can fold a rag over it.
Okay.
And then what happens is when you lay on that, it's not quite as sharp. It's a little bit more diffuse. It's a little bit closer to something like this. Make sense?
Yes.